For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Then he goes and says, howbeit, although, but keep in mind, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So there's a power that the believer can attain to through a life of prayer and fasting. That when it's time to operate and have some things happen, you can do that. Which kind of helps us to understand that some things require a little bit more. The demonic force that's trying to hinder you or hinder what you need from God or get to you is a little strong. And you go fast and pray and see God on the wisdom of how to deal with this or how the situation. Another example to deal with is Daniel when he set his face to fast 21 days. Here we go. This is the Daniel fast. Well, that really wasn't the Daniel fast. The Daniel type fast was Daniel first chapter. But when Daniel set it to fast again and not eat any pleasant thing, the angel of the Lord said, from the first day that you set your heart to fast, I was sent, to pray for the answer. I was sent by God with the answer. But the prince of Persia withheld me 21 days. He said, so your answer is sometimes being hindered. And the angel said, I went and got Michael the archangel to come help me so that I can go and bring you this message. That account never said anything about his fasting being effective.
But
he just said he fasted.
Huh?
But he did not have to because he was sent with an answer. The answer was sent to him, but the angel was being withheld 21 days, and he had to go back and get some reinforcements. And so,
also, I noticed that some people will tell you, take communion till you get an answer. And it's true.
that's true.
It's true because at times I've done it. I went 21 days and gotten the answer that I needed. But it's symbolic of the relationship Christ wants you to have with him. He wants you to commune with him daily. And not breaking bread and drinking wine is just symbolic of what your relationship should be like. Like, okay, you can't have a boyfriend or you can't have a husband. If we were married and we never communicated all day or we didn't communicate throughout the day, it would not be a great marriage. Because in his mind, she don't talk to me. In my mind, he don't talk to me. I talked to a couple of days ago, but I need to know, okay, well, baby, you come home tonight, or you stay out, or am I supposed to fix dinner? Because what if I cook dinner and you don't come home, then I got this food and it's going to go to waste? Because some people don't eat leftovers, some people don't want different things, but we're in a relationship, so the love and respect for one another, in the morning, before he walks out the door, he kisses me. I tell him, have a good morning, have a great day, love you. But because our relationship is fortified like that, I don't hear from him all day till 5:30. He'll be like, hey. Or he'll send me a heart, or he'll blow me a kiss on a text or emoji. And I'm still yet that when we get home, we talk. We don't always talk because sometimes you have to unwind from your day. It's the same way with your relationship with God. It says constant communication with God. It's like don't cease to pray. Don't cease to seek his face in everything that you do. You ask him. Because when I was single, I asked the Lord what to wear. Some people tell you kooky and crazy for that. But I was like, I want to know, I want to sense you so that when I go to make the wrong decision and I get that feeling, I can step back and say, God don't want me to do it. And I have a surety that that's what he's saying to me. I don't want to guess if he's speaking to me. I remember there was times when I went to go to the church And the Lord told me not to go. I went on home. And then there was time I overrode it and went there and wasn't nobody there. But the Holy Spirit had already told me, go home. But it also, it's not in an audible voice. Sometimes people tell you my first mind or the first thing that came to my mind, I should have did it, but I second guessed it. So it turned out differently than what I thought it was. So I should have went with my first mind.
Like taking a test.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then also, what I've learned with getting closer to God, more so than prayer, I've learned to even get into worship. Even though prayer and worship do go hand in hand, uh, worship, you can still talking to God and let him know how you feel about it. But more so in worship is when you become more open to him. But most people, even with praise, you still have to kind of talk to him and let him know, I appreciate you for being God. I love you for being God. I'm thankful because you allow me to still breathe and move. Even though it does still sound like prayer, but it's still a different type thing because it's more of a, if you was to do it in front of people, people could participate with you. You know what I'm saying?
But put it like this: have you ever been in the presence of a king, or have you seen shows where people go to a king and it's like you can't just walk in any kind of way.
Right.
They have to announce that you're coming into the king, and you have to get his permission to do certain things. It's the same way you kind of make audience with the Lord. You kind of make an audience, even though you don't have to go through all the formalities that they go through, because now we have open access to the Father. We can just say, whatever it is that's on our hearts, and He'll receive it because Christ came and opened that door for us. And like you said, if you ask it in His name and you believe and you receive it, if I say, Brittany, I got $1 million for you, and you never come to where I am to get the $1 million, are you a millionaire? Why not? And why not? Mm-hmm.
I'll do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then
And
make
see,
time
I
for
would turn and say, I'm a millionaire because somebody has $1 million with my name on it, and it's mine. But where it at? I got to go get it. So then they're gonna say, well, why didn't you go get it? I'm gonna go get it. But if I never go get it, it doesn't mean that I'm not a millionaire. I just need to go
Then
get
you
it.
receive.
I haven't received it. I have to go get it to receive it so that I can access it and use it.
Just like with prayer. If we want something, you're always talking about dreaming. You're always talking about, okay, you put that big old house, and you said you're going to attain to it. You're going to get that house. I say that's too much house. You say that's enough for you. But that's your dream. And people are teaching about writing vision boards and, putting it up so you can see it and you speak to it every day and say, it's mine, it belongs to me. If you can't see it, you can't have it. If you don't say it, you won't get it. So, with my shop, I was prophesied to long years before I ever received the shop, that I would own my own salon. And I worked at Dames on Trotter Road. Stayed there 3.5 years. And God said, move to that great building, that cinder block building. And it wasn't my salon, it was me and my cousin's salon. And me and my cousin ran it for 13 years. And then when she said she no longer wanted to be a partner, I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, I got to let this building go because it's too much. I can't pay it by myself. And then God moved me to the building I'm in now. And she dropped it to the point where if everybody walk out the door tomorrow, I still can pay the bills out of my own pocket. And I won't have to struggle. But I know God doesn't want that. But my thing was, in 1995, when it was prophesied to me that I was going to own my own salon, it took what? Huh? No. From 95 up until 2014, it was almost 20 years before it was totally mine. I didn't give up on the dream. I just was like, I got so content in being where I was that I let my dream kind of die down. And my husband kept telling me, write how you want the salon to look. Tell the Lord the amount that you want. And I was just like, he just talking.
And with that, because what I begin to notice and see is when we get complacent in something, it many times takes someone saying, where do you want to be in 5 years? And being married, I was going, kind of just living life, going to church, going to work, going to vacation, going to work, going to church, going to vacation. I was like, where do you want to be in 5 years? Because for me, it's like there's more to me than just being a teacher and being a church musician. It's more to like, where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And she would always say, I don't know.
I had no vision.
I'm like, you got to write some stuff down. So I started talking about what I wanted to do. And a lot of what I wanted to do is kind of still on the background right now. Because this was not part of my plan.
You know what? This is a part of my plan. Just not this, but it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying pastoring a church was never part of my plan.
It's part of mine.
Because when we write the vision, we make it plain and like God, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to build houses, I'm going to have a global fashion line, I'm going to have t-shirts, I'm going to have this video, this, I'm going to do some music, He said, yes, you are. But he's like, you're going to do it through this avenue. I'm going to do it through this avenue. I want to set this up and then get it to somebody and then go do something. But God goes, no, this is what I have for you to do. But you have to have a vision in front of you. You have to have goals. And you can't be afraid to dream big.
And Brittany put it there. She put it all on Facebook. So when it happens, all the world can see that. Yeah, this is where your dream is because you wrote it down. Now, I'm not saying you can click your heels 3 times and it's gonna speed up the process. It doesn't. When you went down to when God told me to write down what I wanted in a husband, I wrote it down in a book. I started journaling, and I wrote it down what I wanted in a husband. It wasn't so much as physical appearance, but it was spiritual characteristics of what I wanted and what I needed in God. I wanted a man that loved God more than he could love me. Because if he loves God more than he can love me, I ain't got to worry about him cheating on me. I ain't got to worry about him mistreating me or mishandling me or
And being okay.
and being okay with it. I didn't have to worry about it because I knew if his love supersedes my love, when it comes down because I love God and I love church, I had to have somebody that's going to be willing to rock with me no matter what. If I want to be in church 24/7, he got to be able to say, yeah, baby, I'm with you. I got your back. Just like it with him deciding I want to be full-time ministry, I got to be able to back him. I got to be able to say, hey, I'm with you. Being in ministry, period. I got to be able to back him because I can't be sitting in the ministry all prune faced or either scared to say anything or scared to be who I am. A lot of people felt as if I'm afraid of him because whenever you ask me to do something, I always say, "Let me check with my husband." And I was like, "No, it's out of mutual respect for one another because I don't want to do something and he may have other plans for it."
And I
So-
do the same with her.
Yeah.
That's a respect for balance.
Mm-hmm.
People go, it's like, oh, it's getting late. I gotta go home. Wife, let me home by a certain time. Yeah, she gonna be calling in a minute if I ain't home. It's like, oh, you better go. And I'm talking to a family, but it's like, let me go home. Then an hour later, they'll be still like they talking. She'll text. I'm like, you text her so I'm talking to her. She's like, whatever. And it's kind of a running joke now with the family that, you know, at some point in time, she gonna call where you at. And 2 hours later, I'm gonna come home. But it's a respect thing. It's not about what time you gonna get home. It's not out of jealousy or insecurity. It's respect and love. And when you have that, it's a great thing. But that starts I tell anybody, that starts while you're single with God. God was my spouse in a sense. I asked God, could I go get something to eat? Well, God, I'm hungry. I think I want to go get something to eat. Okay, well, bring back 2 subs. God, it's just me. I go eat 2 subs. Why am I buying for 2? Bring back a Pepsi. And when I did it and I came back home, my mother goes, "Ooh, where you been?" I went to Subway. I wish I would have known. I would have told you to give me a sub. Oh, you got 2 of them? Yeah, here's one. I was mad because I don't like the shit. Then my aunt goes, "Oh, y'all know. I told you to bring me a Pepsi." Because I bought a Pepsi and a Mountain Dew. Yeah. Oh, you sharing with me? They were shocked. Well, I go in the room like, God, why you do me like that? He said, because when you get married, you have to be able to share. It's more about your spouse than it's about you. And he taught me how to be able to be successfully married while I was single. But I couldn't do that when I had a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? It's like I had to get by myself to let God be first. And then God began to show me how I need to be as a husband, how I need to be as a man of God, how I need to be as a spouse to someone, talking, sharing, and things like that. And so when he put us together, he prepared us to be together.
Because I had to learn how to be a wife.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Never was crazy. I had to learn how to be a wife. I had to learn how to, I always clean, I always cook. Never had a problem with it. But I had to learn to be, like you said, learn to share. Because I was used to having a bedroom by myself and a bed by myself. I would lay cat a corner across the bed, give me night, and don't want nobody to touch me. I wake up swinging and fighting. So, but I was like the bedroom, the closet. I had a full walk-in closet. All my clothes lined up around the closet. All my shoes lined up everywhere. All my clothes. I was able to lay my bedroom out and never really had. I hung up T-shirts, so I didn't have to iron. I hung them up. I did to get married to somebody that's a neat freak. Like, whoa. But yeah, I was prepared. But he liked to fold up his stuff. I hang up my stuff. So
See, the way she folds is not conducive to how I want things done.
mm-hmm.
So, and this is where communication had to come into play because she folds fine. Nothing wrong with how she folds, but I like my things folded a certain particular kind of way.
And because of the fact that I had to refold so many clothes when I was growing up, what I do to my clothes that I actually want to look presentable in, I hang them up. The rest of my clothes, I fold my underwear, but everything else I just put in the drawer. I get aggravated. I get mad trying to fold up clothes.
And see, for me, where I get that from, I couldn't tell you. People say I get it from my dad. Because my mother she was not a stickler like that. Growing up, I always changed my room month my room was changed around. Every month I did a deep cleaning in my bedroom. Like just like one day, one Friday, one Thursday, one Saturday, my room get broke down, shut down, everything wiped out, everything's clean. And I've been like that from day one. So to grow up and then get married to someone who is not as neat of a person as I think it needs to be. She just like her dresser has stuff, and it's not messy, but it's too messy for me. But I realize this is me. It's like you like some people like theirs likes his spaghetti with ranch sauce, ranch dressing on. Like, that's the worst thing ever. Bro, I'm like, that's the worst thing ever. But for me, it's not my flavor. So I don't sit there and dog him or dog her because of how she likes to keep her stuff. I just understood over a course of years, I'm not going to argue with her over some perfume and some lotion on the dresser. I'm not doing that. I'm not arguing with her over some shoes that's under the chair. I'm not doing it. She got shoes under the bed. I'm not arguing with her about that stuff. What I've learned to do, I clean up my stuff. I have it the way I want it. Her stuff, I organize it just as neatly as I can without her getting mad. And I put it on the couch in the bedroom and let it be right there.
But like I said, stuff happened
Yeah.
over time. It did not happen overnight.
Not yet.
I like I said, I can go back and I pull back journals from like 94, 95, and there was things I was writing then that I'm actually doing now.
That's good.
Because I was like, oh my God, I used to write every night. And it wouldn't be nothing long. It would be like da for the day. And I was really I was praying for people, asking God to move in people's lives. And now to see check mark, go back and say, wow, I was years ahead of my time in seeing stuff and developing in my gift. Because you have a gift that you're born with. And a lot of times we don't develop our gifts because no one recognizes us because they don't spend enough time around us to see that gift. And because, like you said, church is like a family. We should be able to be around each other at all times. And if you happen to cuss, I can't judge you. If you happen to lie, I can't judge you. But I can love you in the midst of whatever it is that you're doing and help you to get back to see that you have an error in your way.
And there's a way to correct people. Because sometimes people do and they cuss me. You said that.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Come on. And there's sometimes just like this, the lack of a, oh my God, I find that cussing in Jesus' name. Sometimes we go overboard. But it's allowing people to be themselves. And I would much rather, and this is just me, I would much rather you be yourself around me
Than be fake.
than be fake. Right. Because I'm going to be me around you. You're going to see some of my human sides, people say. You're going to see me sometimes be a little bit off kilter and be a little bit like, get around me and theirs for a good hour and a half. And you're going to see, they crazy. Because he tends to pull out some of the human, the regular dad in me comes out. Well, how you doing? Doesn't come out. It's just a regular dad that comes out. I'm like, what? He'll do something like, what is it? I have to catch my because that's my son. And I'm like, and I have to leave stuff alone.
But people think you're arguing, fussing, and fighting. We back being who we are.
We used to.
I got to people to listen to me and my granddaddy talk to each other. You would swear me and my granddaddy didn't like each other. You would swear we was having the worst argument in the world. And guess what? We just talking. I speak loudly. My granddaddy yells when he talks.
Oh God.
And my granddaddy is very passionate when he talks.
Mm-hmm.
He bites his lip and he waves his finger. He also turns his actions. A lot of stuff that I do that makes people think I'm being